Kia ora everyone, welcome back to day 56 of the trading journey. After a rough one yesterday, I came in today just wanting to stay sharp, stick to my setups, and it paid off. Two solid trades, both green, and more importantly, both felt like good decisions. So let's break it down. So when I first got up this morning, the stock that I first saw was GCL popping up. And I had missed the initial pop at, when was that? Yeah, just after 6:30. I was still setting up. I hadn't even pushed record on my recording software to record my screen, so I didn't actually record this trade. I saw it as it was, I think about here, coming into this candle here. And it made a micro pullback, and you know, I missed the entry here around 310, around $3. So wasn't quite ready to push the buy button here, and then it pushed up to about 380. Put in this doji candle here and pulled back. I thought I'd jump in on the pullback. I got in a little bit high, I wasn't quite patient enough. So I got in at 334 around this level, yeah, around here, I think it is. On the pullback, it kept pulling back down to 312. So if I'd been a bit more patient, I could have actually got in around this level here, either on the VWAP or 9 EMAs. Both of them were around that level. So that would have been a much better entry off of that support on those two indicators. But it was in 334. It was a bit choppy through this area. It was going up and over 334 quite a bit. And that, you know, sort of, it gave me a little bit of a fright, because I thought, well, there's a possibility that it's just going to keep going down and actually fail. So it pushed up to 355 around this one here. So I put an order in to sell at that level. It didn't fill, it missed. It had already come back down below that. So I had a preset order sitting here, and it didn't get filled in this candle, obviously, because that didn't go up high enough. And then it pushed right through that preset order at 353 and got filled. And that candle went right to, what's that, 370, and then up to over 380 in that second push, and then pulled back, back down to 355 around that level. So in the end, not a bad trade, 19 cents per share on that trade, but I kind of regretted putting in that order and leaving it there as a preset. If I'd sold, held my metal and sold on the bid as it pushed up higher, then I might have got a better fill up here around 380-ish. But wasn't to be. Still happy with that trade though. Getting in confidently on the pullback there, and eventually a good exit with 19 cents per share. So I only had 74 shares in that trade, so I ended up with a winner of around $14. $14 in the green on that one. But really, if I pulled the trigger a bit earlier, and here on this micro pullback on this green candle here, could have been out up here with a decent trade on this this push here. But as I said, it's just a bit early for me, and I just opened up my platform and still hadn't opened up everything else to record or anything like that. So yeah, but good first trade. And from there I sort of watched it push higher, thought about possibly getting back in here, but didn't take that second trade for that leg higher up to 420, and then it rolled over. So that was pretty much it for GCL. I don't think it really did much after that. yeah, it just sort of went sideways through pre-market down below VWAP. So the next stock that I saw, well actually I missed EDBL. EDBL also popped up in pre-market. So this had already popped up in after hours or yesterday. I think it put a move in yesterday as well. So it was up again today and it broke around 7 AM and pushed up through VWAP. So I saw that break here as it broke through VWAP, and there was an entry here on this micro pullback here as it crossed over VWAP, and also probably an exit over that pivot as it broke through there and then pushed higher up to $6. Missed all of that. Also, because of my count, I couldn't take as many shares on this. I think I could only take about 40 shares or something like that. So I didn't really want to put a trade in on this one. Although possibly getting 50 cents, around 50 cents would have been not bad anyway. And that put in a decent move, and it was pretty strong. It held around $6 through most of pre-market, I think. It kind of didn't grind any higher, made that high there at 685, but then it was sort of on the back end of the move and just slowly, grinded down until, big flush here around 917. So not sure if some news came out and it just dumped, but yeah. But then looks like it rallied again back over VWAP for a little bit at the open. Where did it end up? Oh, around $5, okay. So yeah, so EDBL, missed that one. ASST was another one that looked pretty strong in pre-market. And this one was a bit too expensive for me again, up when it pushed up over $9. But that broke around 811, and I saw this pop up here, and I took a paper trade on this, coming down to 928 around this level here, put a doji candle in, and I bought in, well, my buy-in was around 940, 950, the breakout $0.50, and that pushed up to 995, 994. So I think I got out around here, 990 on my paper trade. So that was pretty strong, and then it pulled back down to this is the 20 EMA, and sort of held there and then pushed back up over VWAP and went up to a high of 1045 and then a high of 1091. So not a bad move through pre-market. There's definitely some decent moves on this one, but yeah, bit choppy after those that initial move, and then this move here looked like a good move. But I didn't trade that one either. The one I did think about taking another trade on was AKYA. And this popped up here around 6, 7. And I watched it through this area here as it was sort of coming back up to VWAP. I didn't take any trades on it. I thought about buying the low after, at around 125. As it pushed up here and started coming back down, I did think about taking a low position at 125, and then I'd stop myself because that's not my strategy. I'm not trying to buy the low and looking for like a counter trend trade off the lows. So I didn't end up taking that. And I did think about it as it pulled back again down here, but then it struggled to come back up. But if you notice the trend on the 20 EMA here and the 9 EMA, it's actually grinding higher. And then as it came up here, it really was sort of struggling to break 131. pulled back a bit and then broke through to 134, and I did have an opportunity to get in on this as it sort of pulled back a little bit as it broke. It probably could have got a fill at 132, but I hesitated and didn't take it. And then it pushed up to 140, 150, and then went up to 156. Not sure if it would have held through to 156 though, but I may have got, 150, around 150, 148 if I'd taken that trade. But didn't take it in the end. I missed it, and then when it hit 140, I didn't want to get in as I thought I kind of missed it. But I could have bought more shares on this trade. I could have bought in with 190 shares, so I would have had a probably more profit if I'd got 10 cents, 15 cents on the trade. But that was AKYA, and I think after that it pretty much went sideways. Didn't really put a move in until I had closed up for the night. And then I took a second trade on RILY. So RILY popped at 8 o'clock, pulled back, pushed up here. I was sort of a bit choppy through this area here, pushed up to 437, came back down here, and I thought, well, if volume comes in and it pushes back to VWAP, I'll see if I can take a quick trade on it and just scalp the break of VWAP. So in this candle here, it actually did put in some more volume. I bought in as it came up to VWAP and sort of pulled back at 395 on VWAP, and it pretty much immediately pushed higher, and I sold out at 417. I forgot to click the shares button to lock the amount of shares on the sale order, and when I sold, it only sold 60 shares, so I had to sell the other 3 10 cents lower at 407. So I've actually got a video of that, so at this stage I've started recording, so I'll just show the video here. So you can see here I'm not quite ready to get in the trade. I haven't set my order to be at the ask with an offset of 1 plus 1. So I'm not quite actually ready to trade, which is silly really. I should have actually set my order properly. So I'm just going to spread this up. So this is when the volume starts coming in, and it's pushing up, and here it's breaking that level on that first green candle. Broke up with volume came in, and I was like, right, I'm in. And I actually preset my order to 395. It pushed up straight away pretty much into profit. I could have got a better fill there if I'd maybe sold on the ask. Might have got 391, 390, but 4 or 5 cents, that's fine. And then it pushes up here, and I took my exit and got filled at 417. So it was real quick, and then I took the final 3 shares off the table at 407 as well. So, and then it pulled all the way back. It did push again though. This was another opportunity to get in on the 9 EMA. An entry here off of that support. I can't remember if it actually pulled lower than that. Yeah, it did break it a little bit. But yeah, it is still buying up at the bottom here. It's me taking my photo. And this is when SGMA popped up on the scanner, but it didn't look that good. Yeah. And here it had pushed back up to 402. and then it broke through 417, 420, I think. Yeah, 421. So there was a another quick trade there as well. I don't think it broke through that high though, 460. Yeah, no, it didn't. That was pretty much it for RILY as well. So quick trade on that one. Yeah, felt like it was a good trade. It was clean, good entry on the VWAP. As it broke through, volume had come in on, on that candle when I bought, and then I waited for it to push higher, broke over this level here, but I knew there was possibly some resistance around 415, 420. So as soon as it pushed up into that area, I took my exit. Got a really good fill at 417, and then noticed straight away that I hadn't sold all my shares, so I quickly sold the other 3. Still in profit, 407. I think it was like 20 cents difference that I would have made, about 20 cents more if I'd sold all the shares at 417. And yeah, and that was a profit of $13.56. So I thought it was good execution on that trade. And that was pretty much it for the night. I didn't watch through to the open. I sort of, the ASST and EDBL, they were sort of the stocks that I was watching, but I didn't really want to trade them. So I actually finished around, I think it was around 9 o'clock. I called it a night, and that was my session. So I'll bring up here. So the only problem when I don't sell all my shares is that I get charged commission. So I'll get charged an extra commission on selling the 3 shares on their own. So it's something I've just got to get a little bit better at on that platform, is making sure that I'm selling on the share size, not on like the balance or dollar figure, because that actually automatically changes the share size on the platform, so it's a bit annoying. But still good profit. Walked away with $27.62 in the green today, and yeah, all green trades, which is nice. So that brings me back into the green for the week, which is good. And now I just need to work on last couple of days this week, make sure they're green, and I will be looking better on the month. Overall, really happy with today. 2 green trades, both with solid setups. Still areas to improve, like patience on entries and managing exits. But after the way yesterday went, today felt like a good reset. Let me know in the comments, how do you usually bounce back after a red day? If you're finding these daily recaps helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. I'd love to hear about your own trades today, so drop them below. I'll see you tomorrow. Hei au popo.